Hi guys, now repossessions are a good thing when it comes to being a property investor, in terms of if you're a property investor then you can create a win-win situation out of repossessions. Now I've just noticed I'm looking like I'm in the Arctic or something. It's quite a chilly day today, out walking around the lakes. Let me just have a little show you. Oh yeah, brilliant. Let me see if I can switch that back. Cool. So repossessions are a good thing when it comes to property investing, and here's why. Because when you create a win-win situation in property, you have literally cracked the code. Now, how can you create a win-win situation when somebody is getting repossessed? And do you think there's going to be a lot of repossessions coming? Well, I think the answer to that, and we all know the answer to that, is yes. Lots of repossessions coming. Why? Because people are going to be coming off their fixed term rates and they're paying a lot more interest on their mortgages. Mortgages doubling, etc., and cost of living, and people losing jobs or having health issues or whatever it is. And so when people can't afford to pay their mortgage, what do they look to do? Offload the mortgage. But at the same time, house prices have gone down in value, and these people that have been getting 95%, 100% loan to value mortgages, they're going to be in big trouble. So what happens is they end up getting repossessed. So they can't sell it in order to clear the mortgage. They get repossessed. Now the bank actually doesn't want to repossess, because do you know what happens is that they sell the debt to a repossession company, and the repossession company, obviously they repossess it and then just sell the house, usually fire sale at auction. And it doesn't clear the original mortgage either, and so the person who got repossessed is still being chased for debt. But the thing to note here is the banks don't want to repossess because they sell the debt for less than the debt. So if it's a 200 grand mortgage, they'll sell that debt for £100,000, so that's all that they get. So they were owed 200,000, but they then basically claw back 100 grand by selling the debt, so they lose 100 grand, right? So they don't actually want to repossess, and it's very bad for their books as well when they get repossessed. So here's how you can create a win-win situation, right? So you could come in and say to the person getting repossessed, now by the way, your social media will definitely you'll get some hits, right, if you say anyone know anyone who getting repossessed and stuff like that. And so you could have a conversation with these people. They're going to get repossessed unless you can help, right? So you could say, and this is a lease purchase option, Powerplay, and you say, look, I will take over paying your mortgage. You've obviously got to move out because you would be moving out anyway when you get repossessed, so you've got to move out. I will continue paying your mortgage. And one thing that you need to make sure that you do is you get power of attorney to be able to speak to the lender, because otherwise the lender won't allow you to pay the mortgage. Don't pay the mortgage or the rent or don't pay the money to the original owner, hoping that they pay the mortgage, because guess what, that'll fall over. So you get power of attorney, and also you need to get consent to let from the lender. So the lender, they're either going to have to repossess or give consent to let. Now I've done this into single let, I've done it into HMO, and unsurprisingly, those of you that know a bit about me, I now do it into serviced accommodation. Now I don't choose this strategy now into single let or HMO because there's not enough money, in my opinion, in those strategies, and also there's more complexities as well with doing it, turning a normal mortgage into an HMO in terms of planning and Article 4 and all of those things that you need to alter the property, etc. So I will just do it into serviced accommodation now, and I don't have to do any significant changes to the property. It's already a C3 property. All that we get is consent to let from the lender to do short-term rental. Now the beauty of that scenario is that if the monthly mortgage payment is still stacks, and let's say it's comparative with normal market rent on a property like that, and it stacks as service accommodation, then it's a goer. You do need to make sure that you test it on the variable rate. So if it's on a really low payment currently and it's not going to stack when it comes off that, then you need to not fall into that trap. So you test it, And bearing in mind, if you've got power of attorney, you could actually renegotiate going on to another fixed term product when it comes off the old one. But worst case scenario, you need to make sure it stacks at the current variable rate, which is obviously quite high. Now, crucially, you turned that mortgage, normally it's going to be a residential mortgage. Crucially, you changed that into an investment mortgage because you've got consent to let. So when the person that moved out who didn't get repossessed gets back on their feet, you know, they were living with mum and dad, or they were sofa surfing, whatever, but they get back on their feet, or they get another job, or their health conditions improve, or whatever it may be, then they can still go and get a residential mortgage at the residential mortgage rates with the deposit required, because the old one has been converted into an investment mortgage. So how cool is that? Is that not a win-win situation? So you've now got the property and you're using it as serviced accommodation, and you're cash flowing, let's say, £1,000 a month. What you're happy to do now, by the way, the lease option scenario is where you fix the purchase price when you sign the contract. You fix the purchase price, so you're going to fix it at a price that covers the mortgage when you come to buy it. If it's interest only, that's straightforward. If it's a repayment mortgage, then you need to do stuff to account for the fact that you're also paying down the debt, but that's fine, a detail. But the beauty of it is that you can be saving up your deposit whilst you're using it as serviced accommodation to buy it at an agreed price at a later date. Now, the property's probably worth a hell of a lot more in, say, 10 years' time. The first lease option I did was 2011. I actually exercised my right to buy that last year. It's worth twice what I paid for it. So guess what? In years to come, the property's worth a hell of a lot more than the agreed purchase option price. And then you exercise your right to buy that property at that date. And over the years, you can improve the property because you know that you're paying money on a property that ultimately the appreciation in the property is going to be yours. So how cool is that? You stopped a repossession. You even stopped the bank losing money. and you turned it into a service accommodation property where you're cash flowing for you and your family, and you didn't need to buy it in the conventional way. So did you find that useful? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've got any questions about any of those things. I'm going to go and catch up with our Caroline, who went on ahead of me because she doesn't like to be in my videos. I'm going to go catch up with Caroline. So comment away if you want to know any more information on that. Now, do you know what? I'm going to start introducing a lot more of this stuff into my training courses, because the reason being, there's a lot more repossessions coming, right? And the lease option into serviced accommodation strategy is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger because of so many repossessions that are coming, and the cash flow, the money generated from SA is good enough to be able to pay the mortgages that are at their current rate, right? So pretty cool. Let me know what you think on that. Now, also, one thing to remember is, you know, when with me team, my dad's calling me, the utility bills actually plummet because guests use a lot less energy. They turn up with a phone charger usually, and when the property's empty, you can have the heating turned off, right? So, and obviously no electricity being used. So let me know what you think about that. Any comments, let me know. If you want to actually attend any training with me, then just put yes in the comments. And for the first, well, what am I going to do? How big's the training room? We can fit about 20 people in. For the first 20 people that type yes in the comments, I'll send you a link for you to be able to come and do some training with me for free. And I will also include the lease option into SA Powerplay in that training. So type yes in the comments if you want some free training with me. You're going to have to be quick. This will be getting posted across multiple different platforms, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, etc., etc. So yes in the comments. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you soon. So here is to your success in serviced accommodation. And remember, from me, Property Soldier, your future needs you. Take care.